Motion to approve.
We have a motion.
I second.
And a second motion by Board Member Valerio and a second by Board Member Camberman. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Our second item for approval are the minutes of the April 9, 2019 signed Board of Appeals meeting. If there are no corrections needed, I'll entertain a motion to approve the April 9 minutes.
I move to approve.
All right, we have a motion to approve
Second it.
from Vice Chair Cameron, a second from Board Member Shadle. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, the last preliminary matter are the approval of the minutes of the June 11th, 2019 signed Board of Appeals meeting. Assuming there are no need for corrections, I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve,
Seconded.
and we have a second. Right. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, the second item on our agenda is a public hearing regarding a request for a variance to the provisions of Section 7-175 of the City of Colleyville Land Development Code dealing with attached signs. And in essence, the request is to be allowed to put a sign not directly over the property that is being advertised by the sign, but up higher on the building, as I understand that. We will proceed with a presentation by staff, and then we'll allow the applicant to make any comments that they would like. I'll open a public hearing for any public comments, and then at that point in time, the commissioners will discuss the request, and we will then vote on whether to approve or deny the request. So with that said, Ms. Riff, if we will present the case for the city.
Thank you. This is a request to vary from the sign regulations for 1201 Hall Johnson Road. This is an aerial map showing the location of the property. It's off of Hall Johnson and Bogart Drive. The zoning map has it as planned unit development commercial. It is a commercial office building. And it's located within the Colleyville Boulevard corridor within the comprehensive plan. This is the building, and the location of the signage would be where that little red star is. And if this looks familiar, it's because it is. This is a building that was discussed for a Edward Jones, similar situation where the occupant, Fairway Mortgage, is located on the first floor of the building, and the signage would actually be on the second floor, which is why they're asking for this variance this evening. And this is just information regarding the variance. It does meet the size requirements. They're not asking for a sign any larger than they're allowed. They're just asking it to be, because it's not over the premises on which they're advertising. So if they were on the second floor, they would not need this variance that they're requesting this evening. And in considering a variance for the signboard, the reason for the variance requested, the location of the variance request, the duration of the requested variance, the effect on public safety, the protection of neighborhood property, and the degree of hardship or injustice involved, and the effects of the variance on the general plan and regulations of the sign within the city can be taken within this request. And spoke previously about the Edward Jones. That was approved in December of 2018 for a very similar situation. And at that time also just showing the existing signage around the property. This is actually on a different platted lot. The monument sign, Schroeder Orthodontics does own the building, and they are themselves on the monument sign, so there's no room on the monument sign for another entity to go on there. And then next to them is the Tivoli Office Park, and that's again a different, even though it looks like it's part of this area, it's a different platted lot, and therefore there's no room on that sign for them either, and it would not be allowed to go on there. We did send out letters to properties within 500 feet. We have not had any correspondence from anybody or any phone calls. And staff does recommend approval of the requested sign variance.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rick. Any questions for the city staff? Okay, if not, is there anyone here who wants to speak on behalf of the applicant? All right, sir, if you please come up, state your name and address.
There was a guy over there, too. No, nobody.
My name is Bill Ramsey. and I'm with Fairway Mortgage, 1201 Hall Johnson Road, Colleyville. So, this is, let me try to hand this to you. This is an actual bed. This is what I got from the city for the hearing. I was like, But that's that's the real deal. They couldn't get the other one in there, but that's what it looks like.
So it's going to be a different color.
Yeah, and so our office is the one above Jerry's that burnt down May 24th. Had I known Dr. Schroeder's office burnt 2 years ago, maybe I wouldn't have rented there, but anyway. So we always assumed that this would be a quick fix, and that we would be able to get this in, and it's been like 4.5 months, and I understand how it works, and you have to put the meetings out so far and stuff, but we've been very anxious to get this sign up. And the other sign, the monument sign, I just realized about a month ago that we don't have ability to get on that. But our leasing agent and Dr. Schroeder said that's where our sign will go. And we lease almost about 70% of the bottom floor. We are likely to take the 20% more, and then Edward Jones has a suite in there also. So my first thought was maybe we shouldn't even be doing that in case he wanted room underneath ours for one more sign for another client in case they ended up coming in. But all we're asking for, ever will ask for, is this current sign. Never to make it bigger, even if we lease any more or anything like that. We signed a 7-year lease and had great signage in our other facility. Couldn't save those signs, so hoping you'll help me approve it.
Thank you, Mr. Ramsey. Does any member of the board have any questions of Mr. Ramsey? Okay, if not, thank you, Mr. Ramsey, I appreciate it.
Okay.
I will open the public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak with respect to the application for a variance from the sign board ordinance? Hearing no one, I'll close the public hearing and open the request for discussion among the members of the board. Any comments?
Yep, I have a comment.
Okay, Vice Chair Cameron.
Well, some of us have been down this road before, literally, and I know that not this building, but a couple others, they were asking to move the signs and how tall the sign could be because they had several businesses on 26 on one sign and all of that. And I'm not saying it has anything to affect this, but we need to start thinking about this. This is becoming a signboard, just like some that we've told others they couldn't have because it was too tall. And this is on the second floor. I don't have a problem with this. I'm just saying we need to think about it down the road, because if I can think of that, someone who's putting in a business and wants to add it to another sign, monument sign, whatever, that they might say, well, someone down the road has one and it's on the second floor of a building. I'm just saying, he could have painted a horse up there. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I thought it needed to be brought up because we've seen different signs come before us because of 26. And I'm sure we'll continue as they finish.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Syed?
Yeah, I would like to add, this building has, I believe, 2 entrances, and the sign is only requested for the side, only this side that Edward Jones and the dentist office has, because, so do they want to put sign on the other side as well, or? Because this building has 2 entrances.
Yeah, but the first people who came said it was so it could be seen from 26. That's what the first group told us.
Yes.
So I don't know if they want to put it on the other side.
And
Why don't you come back up, Mr. Ramsey?
That's a
The
good
question
point.
is,
I have no hearing in my right ear. but-
that's all right. The question is, since there are 2 entrances to this building, one, I believe, further to the right of where you are, and I don't think there are any signs on that one. Is there a possibility that you could put the sign over there instead of under this one?
No, sir, the only entrance is around the corner, and that's the vacant building. And we're the closest, when you open the door, we're the office right there, substantially closer to than Edward Jones is, or the upstairs. When they told me we'd be needing a variance, they did bring that up, because how can you put the sign in the back? And the back is an alley. I mean, there's no practical use for doing that. But, and as far as like, to your
Well, Mr.
question.
Ramsey, I think what they're talking about though is if you look where the red star is, look to the right corner from that.
Yeah.
Now, is that an entrance that you could put the sign on, if you see what I'm talking about?
To the right of the
The
green
red
dot.
star is where the signs are,
Right.
and you're saying where the green one is?
Yeah,
no,
just where to that,
right
to
now.
the right
To the
corner,
right
the
of
next
that
corner.
corner.
Oh, you know what? That's just Edward Jones' conference room. It doesn't even open that door. But when you go around to that side over there, there is a separate entrance over there. But
No, I understand you don't want to put it behind the building, that would destroy the purpose of having a sign. But this other one is not behind the building, but you're saying that you don't have any property under that, you're not
No,
leasing anything at all?
not.
All right, sir.
So I think what we're talking about is one sign instead of a sign here, maybe down the road put another sign, I don't know. Is that where we're going?
This
It's
is
only
just-
gonna
this
be
is
one
just for
sign.
This is just for one sign, correct?
Just one sign, that's all we'll ever have. Yeah, and we won't be using his electric sign or anything like that.
Okay,
And so this will be our only sign that we have. And again, the monument, I thought we got that, but we don't, so.
okay.
Anything further? Okay, it appears that the degree of the variance is a few feet up the facade of the building. And the reason for the variance is you want to sign over your business,
Yeah.
I understand that.
Just in the entrance. You guys, it's been like, we've been there now, took us like, I thought I could get in a week, and it took me like a month. But we still, even the postman delivers stuff by palios at times. I mean, no one knows where we are still. And so that would be really the only practical, because again, we are right inside that door right there.
It does not appear to me that there's any effect on public safety. The neighborhood is commercial, and this is in accordance with the signs. And the effects of the variance are not going to be any, because we've already granted a variance at least for one or two of those on the same wall. So that's kind of my view. Do we have a motion or further discussion first? And there's any further discussion, do we have a motion either to approve the requested variance or to deny the requested
A
variance?
motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Sadel to approve the requested variance. Do we have a
I'll
second?
second.
We have a second from Vice Chair Cameraman. Is there any further discussion? Let me go down the line then. Commissioner Syed?
Yes.
Yes. And Commissioner Valerio?
Yes.
Yes. Vice Chair Cameraman?
Yes.
Commissioner Shadle?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. So the variance, Mr. Ramsey, is granted, and I hope you can get your sign up as quickly as you would like to get it up. We wish you the very best of luck, and thank you.
Big old banner out there, Mike is kidding. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
At this point, the sign company gets hold of the city, or do we have to get anything?
Why don't you talk to Ms. Reef about what needs to be done after the meeting is concluded, okay? All right, seeing nothing further on the agenda, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn, a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned.